Welcome back, my friends. Excuse me, to another episode of Automotive Drama. Today I got a antique Corvette. It's a 90 C4, immaculate condition, and it's actually a California emissions car. Yeah, that kind of sucks, but came in idling like crazy, backfiring, running like crap. Had a TPS low voltage code, MAP low voltage code, and O2 lean code. Now, I tried to hook my scanner up to this thing, but it only goes to 91. And it's been trying to read for data for days. So I have an older one, but I tried to plug that one in and it just doesn't come on anymore. I haven't used it in so long. So anyways, enough trying to do it the easy way. So I had to break out the wiring diagram and go through all these pins to see what was going on. Now you see A is yellow, B is red, C is green, D is brown. And if you see the color codes, so that's how you know which connector it is. And so A22 would be yellow or gray, so it would be pin number 22 on this connector. Now here's all the pins that I had to go through, okay? Now, we'll start with battery feed, C1. So C1, battery feed was 15.8 volts. A22, 15.8 volts. A22 was O2 sensor ground. Now I just checked the ground to battery and it had almost 16 volts. So then I went to the reference wires just to see, because it says low voltage. Oh, my kitty cat's supervising. Because it said low volts. So I went and checked. The ground was actually where it was supposed to be, which grounds through the PCM. But the reference voltage was 6.1 volts. And the map. Oh my lord. My scanner actually started working. Well, ain't that just special? So now I get to see if I can get this baby to talk to a 91. Oh. There it goes. Let's see if it'll actually talk to a 91 so I can look at the data on the scanner. I really wanted to do that before I condemned the PCM. But like I said, it's so old my scanner didn't want to talk to it. But it's trying to manually select now, so maybe in a half hour I'll be able to get to it. But anyways, all the voltages, battery feed, everything. C17 or D17 and D22. D17 is battery feed, D22 is map signal feed, and look at the voltages. They're almost 16 volts, just way overkill. I did ohm the harness, C7 and C12. I think they were the reference wires. C7, yeah, reference, and C12. Yeah, they were reference wires, so they also had, that was the ohms, so I know the wires relatively good, and that was the voltage for reference. Now, it's supposed to be a 5-volt reference, not 6.1. So I go and check the battery. I thought maybe somebody put a 16-volt battery in this thing. The battery was 15.8, so I disconnected it. I let it sit for a while, and I watched the battery voltage slowly come down to, it got down to like 14.8, so, which is really high, 12.5, 12.8 should be like the max on the battery. So I checked the alternator, and sure enough, it's putting out 15.8 volts. He had an aftermarket alternator put on here. I actually got a guaranteed remanufactured, approved AC Delco starter, alternator, and I got the voltages correct. Still had the same codes, but the voltages, all the reference voltages, were where they're supposed to be, which would led me to think that the alternator blew up the PCM. And I do have a new PCM sitting there in the box, and you don't have to program it because you just got to switch the prom out, which is right under here. And can't really think of any of that. I mean, the reference, I think the alternator blew up the PCM with all these crazy voltages. Just way too high. Way too high. When I retested them after I changed the alternator, all the voltages were 5 volts, right where they were supposed to be. I checked the TPS signal wire to the PCM, and it was reading what it was supposed to read. I kept sweeping it, and it kept reading. So I don't think the TPS shorted out. But it might have. I don't know. But right now, all I know is that PCM is just not reading the reference wire. It keeps saying low volts, and the voltage is where it's supposed to be. So, like I said, I was hoping I could check the scanner data and see if it was actually moving on the scanner, but my scanner's too advanced for this car, I guess. Anyways, likes are nice, subscribes are better. Thanks for tuning in. Ring the bell if you want to watch more videos. And, you know, if you're going to ring the bell, it takes your little thumb. Don't cost you nothing to hit that subscribe button. So anyways, have a good night, my friends.